Everybody, Questwise here, and today I'm going to take a look at another product from Sign of the Dragon. I've looked at a few of their things before. The last couple of weeks, you can go back and see some of the items. They do items for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition over on the DM's Guild, and I've been highly impressed with everything that they've put out that I've looked at so far. And I've talked to the writer, and I've talked to the person who's in charge of the artwork and the layout, and they're both fantastic guys. And the quality of the products that they pull out are amazing, and I'm very highly impressed. And today I want to talk about another one. So their newest product is called Of Warlocks and Patrons. Phenomenal. It's 33 pages, packed full of stuff that is just a great addition to D&D 5th Edition if you are a fan of Warlocks. And if you watch some of my videos before, you know that I'm a huge fan of magic in role-playing games, and I like playing magic using characters. And Warlocks in 5th Edition have always been extremely interesting to me because of the fact that it's like gaining power through servitude. You've made a pact with some kind of greater being, some kind of power, some kind of demonic entity, or just an entity in general. Could be a fey entity, and you're channeling power through servitude to them. And I find that really, really interesting. I find it very, just such a cool premise, and it's fun to play out. Especially if you have, and I love being a dungeon master and having people be warlocks, because I love being able to toy with them. Because the powers, the entities that they serve, they have their own agendas, and they want to accomplish things via the vessels that they're giving this power to. And it's fun to kind of throw a twist into the works, right? That wrench into the machinery of their daily lives when their patron comes to them and says, I need you to accomplish this thing for me. So what Sign of the Dragon has done with Of Warlocks and Patrons is given you 33 pages of great new content for playing a Warlock character. There are things, a number of different things in here, along with a bunch of great random tables and stuff as well too. Some of my favorites are the Patron and Warlock backgrounds. How did you come to meet your patron? How did that whole interaction happen? And I think that's one of those things that it really fleshes out a backstory for your character. It gives a lot more detail for the dungeon master to include in games. If you have something like this, like it's more than just the fact that you're a warlock and this is your patron. How did you come into their service? And then there's a bunch of different tables for that in here as well too. What's the patron's purpose? What are they looking to do? If they're in their own sort of dimension, their own separate plane, and they're using mortal vessels to accomplish things, what is their purpose? What are they trying to accomplish? So some great content there. What's the connection with your patron? How do you communicate with that patron? Do they send a spirit of some kind of a messenger to you, or do you talk directly to them? Is it more of a meditation type thing? A bunch of great stuff like that. And one of my favorite things about this whole thing is, what if the patron gives you a task and you fail to complete it? How do you repay your debt to gain your power? Do you lose your powers? Does the patron do some sort of weird thing to you? There's a whole great table in this PDF that focuses on things of like how to repay your debts to your patron and what your patron gives you in return to sort of mark you, to let you remind you of the failure that you've done in the past. There are new patrons. There are two new patrons. There's the Elemental Lord and the Spirit. The Spirit is a undead, like Lord of the Undead, a spirit, as you were. Both of them are very, very cool. Give you very cool powers and abilities that kind of make your warlock very individualistic and unique to your character. There are a bunch of new spells. And there are some new backgrounds, including the Chosen and the Cultist. The Chosen being sort of like the chosen one, the patron, the entity has found you and has targeted you to be their chosen to further their purposes, and then a bunch of new monsters that sort of tie into some of the elemental, the new patrons, the elemental lord and the spirit and stuff as well too. I highly recommend that you go and check these guys out. Sign of the Dragon, their stuff has never disappointed me. I'm an affiliate with the DM's Guild, so I'll put a link down below. And of course, what that means is that you get a great product that I've reviewed, that I enjoy, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as well too. The writers and designers and stuff get a little bit of cut of that, and then I get a little bit of cut of that back, and that's what I use. I use that money from the affiliate link to review things like this for you, and to hopefully show you my thoughts on these products, so that you have a better idea of going into a product when you decide to go and purchase things. The artwork in this is beautiful, and I'll put a couple of things up here that I found that it's just, the art director has a great job of putting things together to make these things look like an official D&D products, which they are in a sense, but makes them fit very, very well into the 5th edition sort of mythos of design and stuff as well too, and very well written. The ideas that are coming out of these guys are baffling to me. It's great. They have some very great imagination, and you can tell that they have a real passion for 5th edition, for D&D, and that they have a nice depth of knowledge for the newest edition and stuff as well too. So, of Warlocks and Patrons by Sign of the Dragon, go and check it out as soon as you can. Be safe, my friends, and game on.